This video is not going to be super in-depth because I'm reiterating something I have already said in a separate commentary. This video is weird because I was ready to make this video yesterday. I've been thinking a lot about it, and yet when I go to record it, I do genuinely feel frustrated. So I had to completely scrap a 10-minute recording because I can consolidate it down because I guess I started to get a little ranty. So this video is not going to be super in-depth. We're just checking in on the Killstreaks situation months later in Modern Warfare. Yeah, it's still fucking bad. Modern Warfare is a fun game, don't get me wrong, and I still enjoy playing it. There's nothing about Modern Warfare that makes me just hate it. It's got a lot of little things I wish would get fixed, but for the most part, it's an enjoyable experience for me. But Modern Warfare marks the second Call of Duty in a row where going for killstreaks does not feel rewarding at all. With Black Ops 4, it was because these specialists were so overpowered that often I'd get, right on the edge of getting a kill streak, and then I'd be killed by some random bullshit, whether it's an attack dog, because of a seeker mine from behind, a gravity slam, something would always either get dangerously close to throwing me off or throwing me off entirely, and so going for streaks became my bottom priority, so I just ran middle of the line streaks for the rest of that game. The frustration of getting knocked off my streak by a specialist greatly outweighed the feeling of getting that streak, so yeah. With Modern Warfare, it's a pile of small design choices, complex design choices that completely zap all of my motivation when it comes to going for long streaks and consistently leaves me feeling disappointed once I get any streak, or most of the streaks. My favorite streaks in the game right now are the Wilson/IAV, the Vtol, and a precision airstrike or a UAV. So those are my favorite streaks right now, in case you guys are wondering. I do get a good amount of success with them overall, but that's only if my enemies are a little dumb. So let's first talk about the Vtol. The last time I made a video about this, somebody was telling me that their Vtol does really well. It gets 8 to 10 kills every time he calls it in. It's totally worth it for him. It just wrecks shop. I call bullshit on that entirely, because your Vtol isn't any more powerful than mine. The difference is you are fighting enemies that don't know they can switch to cold-blooded after they die by the Vtol once. In fact, my favorite bad thing in Modern Warfare, just when it comes to design choices, is that I'll hear enemy Vtol inbound, I'll get killed by a sniper rifle or some shit, just, some random death, not by the Vtol, and then I'll respawn with cold-blooded, and that Vtol will be completely blind to me. And then I can just pump FMJ rounds into it while it can't fight me back, and it goes down before it gets its second kill. If your Vtol is doing well, it's because your enemies are stupid. That's why. They don't know they can just switch to that. If your sentry gun is doing well, same thing. If your support Helo is doing well, same thing. In this game, you can fast swap after every death to EOD, Cold-Blooded, Spotter, and Ghost. In fact, you can have Cold-Blooded, Ghost, and Spotter all on one class, and then what streak is going to be able to screw you up? A sentry gun is not going to get many kills once somebody with Spotter spots it, or somebody with Spotter just, has cold-blooded as well, walks in front of it and just dumps AR ammunition into it. It'll go down really quickly. Most people run 50 to 60 round ARs in this game, so they can take out your sentry gun without FMJ, without reloading. Amped RPG usage is also very high, same with C4. So any of your sort of ground streaks, shield turrets, sentry guns, IAV, Wilson, they can get taken out very easily by thermite, C4s, RPGs, FMJ rounds, even just large magazines. Why would I go for a sentry gun when everybody can just switch to a complete hard counter, shoot it very easily, see it on the minimap, and spot it for their team? Those are the things that can happen to your sentry gun. The sentry gun should be a reward for me not dying, but instead it is what we like to call wasted effort. Not dying in Modern Warfare is kinda hard sometimes. The time to kill is incredibly fast, spawns are a mess, maps are complex, your angles of exposure are much greater than in other Call of Duty games, shotguns are powerful, RPGs are very prevalent, C4 is very prevalent, people are spamming flash and stun grenades with the amped perk constantly. There's a lot of ways to get knocked off your streak. And playing the objective doesn't give you anything towards your streak, so it has to be kills. There are no point streaks or score streaks in the game unless you use Point Man, and Point Man, though isn't a terrible choice, it is far inferior to something like Ghost, which is a straight hard counter to one of the most called in streaks in the game, the UAV. So either way, they're kill streaks. And when you get them, you should feel rewarded. You should feel like you survived. You went a long period of time without running into any bullshit, and you won your gunfights, and it's already shot down.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, calling in a Vtol and seeing it blow up before it even fires a shot is super cool. Support Helo is just a giant target in the air with not enough health. Bullets do too much damage, FMJ does too much damage, streaks don't have enough health, and then you get a Juggernaut, right? And you feel really powerful. But everyone can see you on the minimap. Everybody has RPGs and C4s and thermites. Everyone has FMJ LMGs. So if just 2 people on the enemy team coordinate against you, you likely aren't going to last very long. You maybe get 6 kills with the highest streak in the game. Gotta remember, the Juggernaut is the highest streak in the game. So you might think getting 10 kills is cool? I call bullshit. The Juggernaut should provide way more kills than 10. The Juggernaut should be a way more consistent powerhouse, but there's too many counters for it. And also people can just avoid your ass because they see you on the minimap and they know that you're slow. The AC-130 isn't in the air long enough for me to care, and then when you add on the fact that most maps have a crazy amount of cover, because I've gotten a gunship on Grozny Raid, I've gotten a gunship on Ramaza, and I can't kill anyone. There's so many buildings for them to be in, which normally I think is fine for infantry combat, but when I'm in the air trying to blow people up with a streak I worked hard to get, it's very frustrating that nobody dies. And then White Phosphorus only does well on very small maps, and the smaller the map, the less chances you have of actually getting a good kill streak. Anyone who says otherwise just gets really lucky with the awful spawns that are in this game. And the advanced UAV costs way too much. The advanced UAV needs to be a 10 or 8 kill streak. The reason I say that is because it would demote camping, which is something that needs to happen in 6v6. It's a streak that can't be hard countered or shot down, and it still requires your teammates to win gunfights and play smart. Just because you know where somebody is and where they're facing doesn't mean you're going to beat them in a gunfight. It's not a guaranteed win machine. So in my opinion, the cost is too damn high for what it does and what it is as a kill streak. Now there are some counters to what I'm talking about here. Hardline, Point Man, and Kill Chain come to mind as perks that are very, very good at allowing you to rack up kill streaks more consistently. It's just that you have to give up some of the most powerful counters in the game to do so. Giving up Cold-Blooded or EOD for Kill Chain is kind of risky, especially if you want to play an objective in an objective game mode. Kill Chain forces me to play very, very campy, very conservatively, because I don't want to run into Claymore, C4s, frag grenades. I don't want to get hit by Vtols, so in sweaty games, Kill Chain has to come off because it's simply not practical. And I like Hardline and I like Point Man, but my big problem with both of those perks is that I can't run Ghost. I don't need to explain the problems with not running Ghost. There's too much trade-off, in my opinion, to run these perks that promote your streaks and make them better. My hot take for this video is that these streaks are so bad, there's so many weird little counters and little mechanics in the game that make them hard to use and make them very demotivating to go for. So my hot take is that you might be better off building a class to counter kill streaks. Yeah, Spotter, Ghost, Cold-Blooded, a suppressed FMJ LMG so you can fire without showing up on the compass, an RPG, stuff like that to shoot down streaks. Thermites are a good idea in case somebody has a Wilson. Stuff like that. You are better off in this game punishing people for calling in streaks than you are actually getting streaks. Now, here's my last final point, and that is that streaks in this game, the big usage I find for them is that they delay your opponents. The cluster strike isn't very good, the cruise missile isn't super great, sentry guns aren't amazing, but they act as a deterrent away from the objective. So yeah, some people might not push your hardpoint because they don't have Cold-Blooded equipped yet, they have EOD, and they can't walk in front of your sentry gun. Or the cluster strike is super easy to avoid, which is why you called in on a hardpoint or the B flag, in order to delay time. So even though this video's gone on longer than I'd like, I had to point that out. That kill streaks are good for delaying time, I just don't feel like that's what kill streaks should be there for. They should be for terrorizing your enemy and racking up kills. Truth be told, in this game, they really don't. I'm not saying you can't have a good run with the support Helo or the chopper gunner, but here's the thing. Yes, you can, but you can also get shot down within 5 seconds. I've had chopper gunners in really sweaty games, and the moment it's in the air, I'm already getting shot down. I have to find the person shooting me. Oh my god, they have cold-blooded. Oh my god, my fucking helicopter's going down. And that's why Chopper Gunner really isn't on my list anymore of streaks I should run. The difficulty of getting to it in Modern Warfare can be very high, and then once you get it, keeping it in the air is a challenge based in luck, and that's not fair to the person who unlocked it. So I got out everything I wanted to say without tangenting too much. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to this point in the video, comment the words naughty streaks in your comment, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.